Welcome to another episode of the Mad Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Begley, Goni, and Wayne.
What is up, Mad Mob? We are here for the Week 6 preview. Gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Excellent. Ready for football.
More foosball. Back in London this week. Got another 8 a.m. game. I don't know about you all, but I love just waking up to football.
I kind of like it, man. It goes right from that game into the 1 o'clock. It's nice.
Yeah, as Eastern time zone people, that wait till 1 p.m. seems like an eternity. So these London games are a nice little holdover until then.
I don't know about you, but I have a nice cup of Joe in the morning, scratch my nuts, and plop down on the couch from about 9 to 9.
I'm not a coffee guy, but I'll be up at that point as well.
He'll be up with his blueberry Red Bull.
Blah, blah, blah.
But let's get after it. Teams on a bye this week. Not the Bears. The Bears are playing. Goni was getting real confused offline. He thought the Bears were on a bye this week. Nah, man. Bye week teams are Chiefs, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings. No more Chiefs. We don't have to hear people complain about the refs with the Chiefs. That's pretty nice. Dolphins. Tua could use that break. Maybe we'll see him back. Couple teams that the bye week is gonna work wonders for him. Let's go ahead and go to the Thursday night game. We got the 49ers against the Seahawks. We are in Seattle. Spread is San Francisco -3.5. Over under is set at 49.5, which is the third highest over under of the week.
Oh, yeah. I'm staying away from that game altogether, honestly. As far as betting purposes go, I don't want any part of that. Divisional game, 49ers defense is not so good lately.
I like the Niners for a bounce back game here. Give me the Niners 3.5 at home.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of with the Niners too, but I'm also pounding the under for the NFL season this year. Boys, are we starting any Tyler Lockett's, JSN's? What key players do we want to start or sit out of that 49ers offense? To me, it scares me. Ayuk is underperforming, all that good stuff. What are y'all going with, Goni?
I mean, I think you start your usual guys, your Debo, your Ayuk. Ayuk kind of had a breakout game last week. Jordan Mason, obviously. I think Juwan Jennings is a sit this week for sure. Took a step back last week with all the pass catchers for the Niners at full strength, only a reception for 13 yards. Not really what you want to see. Kittle's out there eating. There's just too many mouths to feed in the offense. So I don't really have any options for you on the 49ers side. I say sit Juwan Jennings. On the Seahawks side, you're playing your K-Dubs, your DK Metcalfs. But I think JSN and Tyler Lockett are both solid plays this week, especially where you have these bye week fill-ins with guys like Tyreek, Kyron Williams, Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, like those kind of guys. You're looking for someone to fill in. JSN, he tied DK last week for the lead in targets for the team, finished 4 for 31 with a touchdown. He's the clear number 2. But Lockett's even provided solid baseline. He's had 9.6 fantasy points per game over the last 3 and 4 out of the last 5. I think he's a good floor play.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Both these teams are top 12 in fantasy points allowed, right? So two pretty good defenses. Our model loves Kenneth Walker, and it actually thinks Zach Charbonnet could be a flex play. When you look at total fantasy points, it has JSN and Charbonnet right in the same ballpark, projected right around 11 fantasy points. What's really interesting is it doesn't love the Niners wide receivers. I don't know if y'all realize this, but Seattle's been elite against the pass this year. Kind of surprising.
Yeah.
So obviously, go ahead.
Oh, you're good.
I mean, you're playing Ayuk and you're playing Debo if you have them, but the model doesn't love their output this week.
I don't really know. I mean, this is more of just kind of the game totals and all that. Have the 49ers signed anybody or brought up any kicker to replace Jake Moody?
Yeah. Yeah, they have. I forgot what his name is.
I mean, I know they had to, but like, is he anybody notable?
I don't think super notable.
You know how the
Let me-
revolving doors of kickers are in the NFL.
Matthew Wright.
Okay,
So
Yeah,
no,
he's not a punter. I mean, I guess that works for him.
they don't have to go for it on fourth down every possession.
Yeah,
Wayne or Gone, let me offer you all a spicy doink.
let it rip.
I'll take Brandon Ayuk, and I'll give you all Debo Samuel this week. Any takers?
You and Goni were talking about that offline, so I'll give him first crack at it.
Yeah, I'm 100% in for that. I'll take Debo, and that to have a better fantasy week.
Taking a gamble on a guy that's been less than stellar this year.
Not good.
Trust in the model.
Trust in the model. Yeah. I mean, Ayuk shot up after last week, of course, right? But I will say the guy that I loves most in the game is George Kittle for the Niners. Excellent matchup. He's been excellent. He's been really the only good tight end, right? Him and Brock Bowers, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all in agreement that we think Travis Kelce is going to get an uptick with all the injuries on that side. But yeah, as far as like from beginning to now, George Kittle 6 weeks with no injuries going on. Is that a record for his career?
Dude, it might be. Like that's a real legit advantage at the tight end spot this year so far.
Yeah, and it's tough to find those advantages in such a slim position, especially with Sam Laporta kind of being down this year. We thought he was going to be another stud and up and coming stud, and he really hasn't been anything this year.
Mm-mm.
Why are you on the Ayuk side of this? I'm just curious. You came out firing Brody.
It is a pure model play. I'm trusting the numbers. But I think Ayuk last week, that's more like what he is, right? I don't know what happened the first 5 weeks, but he was horrible. I mean, there were arguments with Shanahan in practice. He was getting thrown out for wearing the wrong colored shorts. I mean, something happened. I don't know what it was, but he looked engaged.
I like Debo personally. I was ready to take this bet just because Debo usually eats against the Seahawks. He averages in 6 career games. He averages 6 for 107 and a half a touchdown, meaning 3 touchdowns in those 6 games. I mean, like you said, Seahawks defense has tightened up. Or do we have Legion of Boom Jr. going on here? I don't know. But yeah, I like the doink.
Beggs, do you appreciate him breaking down the math for us?
I really did, man.
I could definitely see one of you guys being like, half a touchdown. What does that mean?
Thank you for dividing that down for us because we were really confused what 3 touchdowns over 6 games meant.
Yeah, you struggled with a half game and what it meant in baseball before, so I figured I'd do you a solid.
Yeah, hate your guts. Let's move on, boys. Let's go to London. Let's go to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where the Jaguars are taking on the Bears. The Jags hot off a W. The Bears with Caleb Williams looking better over the past 2 weeks. Maybe showing what he's gonna be throughout his career. Who y'all like? We got Vegas. Vegas has Bears minus 2.5 over under at 44.5.
In terms of the spread, I'm going to go Jacksonville just for, again, a contrarian play. The NFL's been rolling the Jags across the pond now for 5 years straight, trying to build a fan base so they can move over there. And I don't know that it works. When you watch the game, you see a bunch of Jets and Cowboys jerseys when the Jags play. But I'll take the Jags, man. I don't know. I think Chicago's going to have a really good year, but I'll take the Jags spread.
I don't like the spread either way, but give me the under for that. The Bears defense is pretty good. The Jaguars are underperforming. I mean, they're 1-4. I think they finally just got their first win last week, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I just don't love them. Trevor Lawrence got paid like he was the number 1 pick, which he was, but he's one of the biggest letdowns in a while, I think. I don't know. Not special, right? There's nothing special about Trevor Lawrence.
Not this year, for sure.
I just think for his career, honestly. But yeah, definitely this year. I don't know. He hasn't inspired confidence. He had a season. He threw out the Urban Meyer year, sure. But I mean, ever since then, he took him to the playoffs. I guess I'll give him that. They hadn't been to the playoffs in 1,000 years, so I guess he's doing better than anyone else for that franchise since Byron Leftwich or David Garrard.
What do y'all think? Obviously, we're not anticipating another 100-yard, 2-touchdown game out of Tank Bigsby. ETN was a limited participant practice Wednesday. What do we feel? What do y'all make of the backfield for this fantasy week?
I still think you take ETN. I mean, I'd rather have him over Bigsby now just because of the receiving volume that he's getting. He's getting more weighted opportunities. Bigsby's just really efficient with what he's getting. The volume's not there yet.
Gone, is Bigsby a flex play?
I think he is this week, honestly. I think we get close to a 50-50 split. And like I said, the efficiency, you're hoping for a touchdown. When you're seeing 50-50 splits or, 55-45, if we want to, look at it like that or whatever, you're not going to be happy with either of the running backs unless you're the one that gets the touchdown. So with the guys that are out this week from the bye, I'd be willing to play Bigsby in the flex.
Okay.
Go on, Roshan or Bigsby?
Roshan or Bigsby? Oh man, give me Bigsby for sure. He's more efficient. I think he's going to get a true 50-50 split this week, and that's just where I'm at with it, man.
Wayne, do you want a firm handshake with me? We'll go in on Roshan together and tag team Goney.
Oh.
No, I'm not taking Roshan over Tank. You wild, boy.
He gets more work, man. Okay. All right, I'll leave that doink on the table then. But I will unofficially say that I think Roshan is the better week.
Okay.
Let's go on to the receivers. We're firing up our Brian Thomases per usual, leaving everybody else on the bench, right?
I think Kirk is a flex play.
Okay. Yeah, I could agree with that.
That's fine as well. I just think you temper your expectations just because the Bears' pass defense has been. I did it. I pulled a Wayne. Bears, are we talking about this? Bears aren't playing in London.
Yeah.
I don't know why I brought them up.
Yeah.
Yes, no, yes.
Yes, they are, dude.
Oh, so I was right the whole time. Yeah, so like I said.
But now you still look really dumb because you
whatever,
didn't think we were talking about it.
Bears pass defense is really good, man. So yeah, I don't want to really play Christian Kirk personally.
Hang on, Beggs. Pulled a Wayne? What did I do?
What happened to him, man?
I literally think he stroked out in the middle of a podcast, dude. Are you okay? Do we need to do a welfare check on you?
Yeah, dude, drive over here and see what's up.
Nah.
Wow. I will say, I think the model, which we're still defining and working on, it thinks DJ Moore is a top 7 play this week, and our rankings are about 5 points higher than most other sites that I've seen on DJ Moore. So we're gonna monitor that. And I think Adunze is a flex play. He's right outside. He's wide receiver 38 in the model.
I still don't like Adunze yet. I'm staying away from him. Do we? In all honesty, is Roshan Johnson a flex play? And if he's not, how deep of a league are we talking? Like a flex play in like a 12-team 2 flex? Are we talking like just leave him on the bench because we don't think he's going to do anything type of situation?
14 or 16 team for me.
So he's a real deep flex for you.
Deep flex.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's fair. I agree with that. I don't think I picked anything yet. I'm going to take the Bears. I'll take the spread for the Bears -2.5. It doesn't scare me. Over under, I'm banging unders. Moving on to the 1:00 games, we've got Cardinals Packers in Lambeau. Green Bay -5. Over under set at 47.5. Let's cover the Cardinals who were starting and sitting on that team.
I mean, obviously you're starting Marvin Harrison Jr. Jair Alexander is back in practicing this week. I believe he didn't play last week with a groin injury. With that being said, you'd figure he's going to line up against Marvin Harrison. I feel like this is a decent spot to maybe flex Michael Wilson if you have to. Outside of that, I don't know. It's kind of pick your poison with him or Greg Dortch. I'm more on the Wilson side as far as the Cardinals are concerned.
I'm kind of sit them both and expect a big Trey McBride week.
I think that's fair. The Packers give up 38 fantasy points a game to wide receivers, which is 5 points above average. I think Michael Wilson has deep league flex play potential for sure.
Yeah, and Jair is supposed to be back. He was a limited participant in Wednesday's practice. So same with Christian Watson. He was he wasn't necessarily limited. He just only played for a portion of Wednesday's practice. But I think it was full speed for that small portion that he was. What are we doing with that? With all these receivers, man, who do we want? Jayden Reed, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Dontavion Wicks. What are we doing with it? Obviously, we're firing up Josh Jacobs. That's a foregone conclusion. I'm a Tucker Kraft man. If I have him, I'm starting him. But what are we doing with Jayden Reed, Watson, Doubs, and Wicks?
That's just so scary to me, man. Jayden Reed is an obvious start every single week. That guy's a stud. They're going to find ways to get the ball in his hands no matter what. As for the rest of them, I mean, if Watson plays, he gets a couple deep shots a game. Maybe one hits, maybe one doesn't. He's as boom or bust as it gets, really. And then, after that, it could be a Dontavion Wicks game. It could be a Romeo Doubs game, where we're seeing 8+ targets for any of them. So I don't know. I don't know. I know we were big on Dontavion Wicks, on the waivers last week, and happy to have him. It's just probably going to have to see it. Probably going to have to see it this week. I'm sitting Dontavion Wicks, I think.
I am too. So Jayden Reed's kind of interesting. He's second to Jamar Chase in terms of efficiency as a wide receiver, and those two are well above anybody else. He only gets 5.5 targets a game, but he's like a wide receiver 1 every week. Right? At some point, you expect that efficiency to go down, but like Oni said, he just gets the ball. And Wicks sucks, man. He's not good. He's one of the least efficient receivers in the league. Dude, he's got butterfingers, man. He can't catch the ball.
You know what though? Volume always trumps efficiency. It's the Najee Harris syndrome, dude. Najee Harris, since he came into the league, has been one of the least efficient running backs in the NFL. Like a dude that barely averages over 3 yards per rush over his entire career, but has always been fantasy relevant just because he gets the ball so much. And now that they got a Jaylen Warren coming through, splitting carries, people are starting to see that Najee is who we thought he was.
I guess, man. I mean, it's not like Najee's been great. I tell you what, I'll take the under on 12 fantasy points for Wicks this week. I'll give you a doink.
No, I'm with you. I think he's going to be under.
Oh. It's just weird. You were arguing against me. Now you're with me. Okay, just confused.
What? Well, was I?
Yeah, you said volume trumps efficiency.
It does. That's a fact.
So you think he's going to get a ton of volume?
No, I'm just saying when he does get that volume, like what was it? Not last week or the week before, he got 13 targets. He was extremely inefficient in that I think he caught 5 of them. But the volume trumped the inefficiency then. But he just doesn't always get the volume. My argument for Najee was he always got the volume.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on me. I went left field a little bit. That's on me. Let's move on. We got the Colts Titans in Nashville, Tennessee. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm checking right now. Anthony Richardson, he was a limited participant in practice Wednesday. He should be good to go. Trey Sermon was also, he didn't practice Wednesday, and JT was he didn't practice Wednesday either. I'm still thinking that we're going to have Trey Sermon starting. I don't know what's going to happen. So this Colts offense is scaring me because Michael Pittman's doubtful, Anthony Richardson's probable, and then both their running backs are questionable.
Josh Downs is hurt too.
Man, I don't. If Trey Sermon's playing and Jonathan Taylor isn't, that's an auto start. But with Anthony Richardson back, I don't want to touch anybody, any receivers over here. I don't want Josh Downs. I don't want Michael Pittman, which he's probably not playing anyways. But just imagine Josh Downs having to go against CB1.
Yeah. I'm with you, Wayne. The Titans have the best defense in the league in terms of fantasy points. They're giving up the fewest. They give up by far the fewest fantasy points to wide receivers. In fact, right now would be the lowest mark we've seen since 2020. Right? Like they're locking people up. I don't want any Colts receivers. Give me Taylor, Sermon, and AR, and that's it. And Pollard. Give me Tony Pollard.
Tickets to this game have to be like $15 a piece, right?
Dude, I think I can check that. I think I can honestly check it.
Like, tickets to this game have to be stupid cheap. Especially if you're missing, if we end up missing Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, AR, Jonathan Taylor, Will Levis, if that's the case as well. I mean, who are you going to watch? Who are you paying your money to go watch play football if you're, in Tennessee this Sunday?
You can get mid-level for $47, dude.
Man.
Get that mezzanine status for $47.
Boys.
Sure, that's prime 50-yard line tickets too.
Boys.
Jamal Adams is also limited to participant Wednesday, so he'll probably be playing.
We have a trap game alert. The over-under is 43.5, which is about middle of the pack this weekend. Why? And we got to smash it. I'm going over on that.
Well, hang on. There is going to be the Mad Fantasy Parlay where we're going to each pick an over-under or a money line. So if that's yours, go ahead and stake your claim.
That's worth noting, though, either way, because he might pick something else. But yeah, Begley looks for these trappy lines, and
generally he's pretty good at finding them.
Yep,
that's trappy. I mean, neither team can score. What are we doing at 43.5? To me, that should look more like the Pats Dolphins game last week.
I need to get a soundboard that has like the trap music whenever we find it.
Some Gucci.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I'm taking the under. I think both these offenses are horrible. Titans minus 2.5. I'm going Colts. Don't feel good about it. I mean, personally, this is a stay away, but if I got to pick, I'm going Colts plus 2.5. Anybody we're missing?
No, this game sucks.
Me, dude. Yeah.
No one's worth playing in this game at all, unless you got one of the running backs, I guess.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Speaking of teams that suck, we got the Patriots at home against the Texans. Oh man, Nico on IR. Everybody cry over your Nicos here. Damian Pierce questionable. I think he's really the only guy.
Joe Mixon
is questionable. He didn't practice Wednesday.
Ramondre didn't practice either, for what it's worth. He didn't practice, but he might have just gotten the day off. He's got a calf injury. Kind of just a situation to monitor, going into the weekend.
Is this, with Damian Pierce being questionable too, is this a Cam Akers week? Do you slot him in RB2?
God, no.
They're going against the Patriots.
No.
I might. I think I would.
I think I flexed Cam Akers this week.
We gave up a good amount of yardage last week to Raheem Mostert and Jalen Wright. I think we gave up like over
I'll doink you. I'll doink you. I'll take Cam Akers. You can take Roshan.
Beggs?
I'm not going to do that if Joe Mixon's out. And that's just bad business. But I'll tell you, I'll say Cam Akers is outside of RB2 range. He's RB25 or greater. How about that? And that's what you boys just said.
I said RB2 or flex.
Okay, I say
we'll split the middle. If he's 27 or better, I'll take the dub. If he's 28 or worse, you can take it. And I actually took more of a hit there.
All right, I'm in. Book it, go. You boys love Cam. I forgot how much you all love Cam Akers. Hey, listen, you like your running backs with ruptured Achilles. That's how you order them. Lord of mercy.
Straight out the box.
With their high-level income and advances in modern technology, there's no reason they can't live to be 100.
You're right, but they don't.
At least their Achilles don't. I'm all in on Tank Dell. I think I responded to a couple Facebook questions where people were poo-pooing on Tank Dell, and I had to remind them, Nico's leaving a lot of fantasy points on the table here, and somebody's got to pick him up, and it's not going to be John Mechie.
Let Let me just make sure I got this right for the doink. Wayne, you have 27 or better, and Beggs says 28 or worse.
Yeah.
Okay, done deal. As for the receiving options, I think this is the Tank Dell blow-up week. Playing the Patriots. Patriots generally try and lock up the number one. It doesn't always happen. DK had a great game against us earlier in the year, but Jackson Smith and Jigba had an even better one. He had 12 catches for like $117. I think this is the Tank Dell game that everyone's been waiting for as far as the owners go. Patriots rank in the bottom half of the league in terms of fantasy points per game, given up to the wide receivers at 33.7. I like him. I like him this week. Fire him up.
I like Diggs better. Can I interest you all in any straight ups? Diggs over Dell?
I'll do it for the.
Go ahead.
Oh.
You were the one that said it was a Tank Dell blow up week.
Do you want to rock paper scissors for it one time?
Is this a
Let's
double
rock
cheat?
paper scissors for it.
Oh, double. I'll take on both of you. Give me Diggs.
We're going on
Rock.
shoot. We're going on shoot.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Exhilarating.
All right, you got the point.
Yeah, all right, you got it.
Hey,
I was going to defer to you, sir. I won, so I'm deferring to you.
this is confusing. Somebody just bet me.
It is. It's Wayne.
Oh,
Wayne's
I'll take Tank Dell. That was weird.
Also-
That was a weird situation.
That was
Yep.
really
Was that
weird.
confusing to anybody else?
I need to
Curveballs.
edit that out. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the Drake May game, right? I mean, I need like some Vince McMahon, like Stone Cold glass break music. I think he's gonna be all right, man.
Kendrick Bourne, questionable. Is Jalen Polk your guy, dude? Is he gonna feed Jalen Polk? Are you slotting him in your starting lineup and cheesing the whole time?
I'm just saying, man. Tight Texans can be a little soft on the back end, about league average.
You're soft on the back end, dude.
It's the man's first start. Come on now. You're not starting anyone with any confidence on the Patriots as far as the pass catchers go. You just want to see
doing
the
it with the
chemistry.
ground game either this week.
I mean,
Houston is
what
elite.
do you feel? What player do you feel most confident starting though on the Patriots? It would be Ramondre, right? If he was to
but
play.
he's questionable. He's a limited participant Wednesday.
All right, but I'm just saying, say he plays. Say he doesn't play and Antonio Gibson's in there. Who do you feel most comfortable starting then?
I agree. If I have to start somebody,
That's what I'm saying.
if I have to start somebody, then I guess it's going to be a running back. But pretty much, if I have to pick somebody on the Patriots, it's going to be Joey Sly.
Yeah, you said that last week, and you probably would have lost points on that one.
You know what? I'm sticking with it. Definitely ain't going to be JaMychal Hasty.
Joey Sly Joey.
Did I even cover the over/under and the spread on this one? I don't think I did.
Doubt it.
What is it? What is it here? It's Texans -7, over/under at 38.5. I'm going with Gone in that if the Patriots are playing, I'm pounding the under, which also makes it difficult for a team to win by 7 when you're pounding a 38.5 under. I'm taking Patriots +7 and the under.
I'm staying away altogether. I know I'm always Patriots under, but this week is like we have Drake May starting. It's his first start. He could come out. He moved the ball way better than Jacoby Brissett did in preseason, so it's a wait and see for me. If we go ahead and we put up 3 points, I'm right back to pounding the under every week on the Patriots.
I'm staying away.
Fair enough.
This game's a leper.
All right, moving on. We've got the game of the week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Superdome to play the Saints, who looked like absolute trash cans. The spread is Tampa Bay -3.5. Over/under set at 41.5. Alvin Kamara's got our number, man. I think this is going to be a big week for Kamara personally.
The model has him at number 2 behind Saquon.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a big week. Rashid Shaheed, I think he didn't practice Wednesday, and I don't think he's going to have a great week. I feel like we're going to kind of zone in on him a little bit. I think this is a decent Chris Olave week, which is, against everything that our model says and what most people say, but just being a Buccaneers fan, we really focus more on the burners and less so on the second level guys. And I feel like we're going to get Chris Olave in the second level, and he's going to kind of get us a little bit. and we're going to focus more on locking up Rashid Shaheed. That's just a fan play. That's my analysis based on watching the Bucks week in and week out.
This is the biannual reminder that Marshawn Lattimore eats Mike Evans' lunch. So this is going to be a Mike Evans 3-point game. Go ahead and book it. You're still starting them now. I like Godwin. I like Shaheed better than Olave personally, Wayne. I don't like Olave. I'm going to bench him in my leagues. He hasn't been good. And what is Spencer Rattler, man? I don't trust
That's
him.
what I was going to say. That wasn't mentioned yet, and Spencer Rattler is starting at quarterback because Derek Carr's got a torn oblique.
I'll give you a doink. Olave outscores Shaheed.
No, dude, that's 2 turd sandwiches this week.
We've bet on worse players before.
Are you
No, we
starting?
have.
Are you starting Shaheed?
I really don't want to, man. Oh, God. No, I'm not going to take that doink, Wayne. If it was Carr, I would take it, but I'm not. Not with Rattler.
Our guys has the same person throwing to him, dude. It could be me under center. It's the same dude throwing to him.
No, I'm not going to take it. I don't want it.
Begley, did this one not trip the spidey senses for you on Trappy conspiracy bets? How
Yeah,
is Spencer
that's-
Rattler? Okay, I was going to say, how is Spencer Rattler starting his first game ever against a divisional opponent at home, and the Bucks are only favored by 3.5?
100%. There's 3 lines this week. It's the Saints plus 3.5. It's Packers minus 5. That line's too tall. And then the Colts Titans over. Those are the 3 I'm on. The Saints just played the Bucks well, man. I don't know that it matters who they have under center. It's always a war.
I don't want to agree with it, but I have to. History demands it.
Hang your head in shame if Spencer Rattler beats you.
I will. Don't you worry. I'm gonna take the over 41.5. Probably stay away from the spread. Probably stay away from this game completely. But if I had to bet it, it'd be over 41.5.
You play Bucky Irving. The burning question everyone wants to know.
No, I'm still not there yet.
Model says he and Rashad White are now 31 and 32, so they're both no's. But it's interesting. Bucky's almost past them.
It's how the Bucks
There we
are.
have
Just look historically. I mean, we draft a running back in the 3rd or 4th when we have a decent running back, and the decent one that we already have gets overtaken, and it's going to happen to Bucky Irving. He's going to take it. Rashad White's going to go, and in the next year or two, we're going to draft another 3rd or 4th. It's going to split. He's going to overtake him. It's been the Buccaneer way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. I mean, you're still starting Chris Godwin. You're still starting Mike Evans regardless. You're probably still starting Rashad White. Not feeling good about it if you are. Honestly, the Rashad White start is probably going to be something that you're forced into doing. K. Dodden sits. Taysom Hill sits. All that good stuff. Okay, moving on. We got Browns, Eagles in Philly. Philly minus 9.5. Over under at 42.5. 9.5. That's a monster spread.
It's a lot of points. I mean, with A.J. Brown back, right? Is that what's driving that up?
Yeah, he practiced in full today. He's definitely playing. I'm pretty sure Devonta Smith was a full participant.
He's supposed
He
to.
was. Yeah. So they're back at full strength for the most part. They probably roll on them, right? You would expect.
And Denzel Ward was a non-participant in practice Wednesday.
The model loves all the Eagles. It has Saquon as RB1 by a pretty good margin this week. I take that back. Him and Kamara are pretty close. Those two far and above. I'm going to tell you a surprising play that the model likes. That's Jerome Ford. Has RB24. Little high for my taste. That one kind of surprised me.
That's a good little nugget, honestly, because really outside of him, I mean, you know who you're playing and you know who you're not playing, right? Jahan Dotson. Do we even bother talking about Jahan Dotson? I didn't think so. And then anyone outside of Amari Cooper, really, like, you're not going to take that shot with anyone. So Jerome Ford might be the guy to play, the flex guy to play for this game, right? That's probably it.
Wayne, do you take Jerry Judy or Rashid Shaheed?
I hate both of them. I mean, you got to think Jerry Judy is probably the Browns are going to be down. They're going to have to throw the ball. But then again, Poo Watson's throwing him the ball. Saints are going to overutilize Alvin Kamara against us. But there's always that chance that we get burned over the top. That definitely happens. I don't like either of them. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Jerry Judy, just for the fact that they're going to be down and have to throw the ball.
Could I doink you on that?
Nah.
Fair.
I'll give you Judy Shaheed if you give me Shaheed Olave.
So I'm doubling down on Shaheed. So I'm
Doubling
gonna be
down. You're going to Ireland, buddy. You're Dublin.
Oh God, I really don't like that. Let's circle back. Let me think.
Going. Anything additional on this one? It's supposed to
No.
be a beautiful day in Philly. Sunny, low 60s. Ooh.
No, I mean, we know who we're playing. We know who we're not playing. Browns suck.
Browns suck. I love it when the Browns. It's my favorite. Last 1 o'clock game, ending with a banger that if you asked us before the season started, would this be a banger? And we'd say no. We got the Manders away against the Ravens.
That's the game of the week.
It's going to be a good game.
Which, looking at this going into week 1, that would have never came out of anyone's mouths at all.
Never.
Regardless of how you felt about, Jaden Daniels coming into the season, even if you're a Commanders fan, you would have been like, oh, this is going to be a great game. We got a chance. But he's phenomenal. I think he's got the 5th best odds as of right now on DraftKings for MVP. And I don't know when the last time was, if ever. I know definitely not in my lifetime of watching football has a rookie won an MVP or even necessarily been that high in the conversation. Again, I mean, we're going into week 6, so there's plenty of time for, him to drop off or whatever, but extremely impressive so far. Expressive, impressive.
One of those things.
All the impressives.
I both these teams can't stop a nosebleed through the air. Terry McLaurin, Zay Flowers. I'm playing Mark Andrews this week. I don't feel bad about it at all. I'm playing Likely.
I will say, I mean, the only thing we've heard on Marlon Humphrey is he left the game in a walking boot, and there's been no update on his participation in practice or non-participation in practice since then. The last update we have is on the 6th that he was leaving the game in a walking boot.
They sucked when he played, man. They're the 4th worst, the Ravens.
Brian Robinson, limited participant in practice.
Do you play Austin Eckler this week if Brian Robinson doesn't go?
I do.
Yeah,
I'm with
absolutely.
you. I mean, these teams score a lot.
Yep. I think he's a flex play regardless this week, honestly.
Regardless?
Yeah, regardless of Brian Thomas playing. Or
Brian Robinson.
Brian. Yeah, that guy.
He's not okay this podcast.
Sorry,
dude.
I'm not with it, man. Where am I?
You're in the
take
deep.
Eckler?
You're in the deep blue.
Yeah, I'm looking at gambles over here. Sorry, Mad Mob.
You take Eckler over Justice Hill, right?
Probably rather have Justice Hill, honestly.
I love Justice Hill.
Yeah,
I'll take
mean,
a doink on that.
it's close for me.
If you're serving them, I'll take a doink with a side of fries.
You want Eckler?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. They're really close, dude. I don't have that much
All right.
love for him, but we can find something better than that.
I'm 1-4, by God. I got to crawl out of the hole, boy.
Please doink me, please.
Wayne, I'm going to say no to your Olave Shaheed doink. It's too close. I don't have them worlds apart.
Coward. That was the last game. I think what we want to start doing, gentlemen, just if you're not feeling it, let me know. We're gonna do for the 1 o'clock game previews, we're gonna give you our Mad Fantasy Parlay, which is gonna consist of we're each gonna pick either a money line or an over/under on what we think is a lock this week. Build your parlay on it. And then for the second episode of the weekly previews, we're each going to throw a prop bet at you. which you can decide to parlay or you can just solo bet, and that'll be completely up to you. Boys, I'm good just picking any game. I don't think we need to, since we're just doing money lines and over-unders for this episode, I think we can pick off of any of the games. Doesn't just have to be 1 o'clock games. Any money lines or over-unders that you feel are locks this week, Bags?
Give me the Titans, Colts, over 43.5. Smells like a trap.
Titans, Colts, over 1.5 for your first leg of the Mad Fantasy Parlay. Goni.
Give me the Bengals money line against the Giants. Bengals are on the road. They are a 3.5-point favorite. The money line is minus 170. I think that's good juice for bounce back game for the Bengals.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Eagles Browns over 42.5 this week. I think the Eagles are absolutely going to try and pound the dog snot out of the Browns now that they are back healthy. So that's mine. It's a good one, boys. We'll see you all Friday, Saturday maybe.
We'll see you later, or we'll see you another time.
We'll see you definitely before Sunday to give you the rest of these Sunday and the Monday night. Oh, God, Monday night slate of games. Lord, we need to get off here. We're stroking.